Have you ever wondered what the secrets behind the black celebrities you admire are? Welcome to our channel. Imagine, some of the most powerful icons, people who have shaped culture and inspired millions, were actually born male. This isn't a rumor or gossip, it's a powerful truth, hidden beneath the glitter and fame. These stars have overcome rejection, discrimination, and adversity to be true to themselves. Their stories will challenge every belief you've ever held and make you rethink the world around you. Don't look away. What you're about to witness is both shocking and inspiring. Hit the like button, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments because this is a story the world needs to hear. Ready? Let's get started. To Madison, born Madison Hinton on October 22, 1977 in Miami, Florida, is a natural phenomenon whose journey from adversity to triumph has become one of the most remarkable stories in the history of the Black LGBTQ community. Born male and raised in a deeply religious family, Madison struggled early on to reconcile her true identity with the harsh expectations of society. At just 16, she was forced to leave her home, opening a difficult chapter of homelessness, struggle for survival, sex work, and systematic marginalization. Despite these obstacles, Madison's outspoken personality and powerful charisma propelled her to online fame in 2013, when her Vine clips quickly went viral and garnered millions of views. What followed was a digital media revolution led by a black trans woman, something that was virtually unheard of at the time. Madison turned internet fame into real success, landing reality TV deals, brand partnerships, and openly discussing her transition and background without shame. In 2021, she made history as the first black trans person to both star in and produce her own reality TV series, The Tease Madison Experience, on WET TV. She gained further recognition when she appeared in Zola, 2021, and featured on Beyoncé's song Cozy in 2022, a groundbreaking move for transgender empowerment. Madison has never married and has no children, instead focusing on advocacy and media leadership. When she shares her dating experiences, she avoids labeling her sexual orientation, living freely and honestly. Madison's story challenges every notion of secret, of being born male, and having to hide. But Madison has never hidden. She has turned her pain into power and built a throne for herself in an industry that once shunned her. Her life is no longer a secret, it is truly revolutionary. Isis King, born Daryl Walls on October 1, 1985 in Prince George's County, became a key figure in the modern transgender movement when she stepped into the national spotlight, doing what few others dared to do. Born male, she spent her childhood in confusion and isolation. It wasn't until her teens that Isis began to fully confront her identity, initially thinking she was gay before realizing the truth. She was a woman. With limited support from her family, Isis moved to New York City in search of community, and there, at the Ali Forney Center for LGBTQ Youth, she found a home that helped her move forward. In 2008, Isis became the first openly transgender contestant on America's Next Top Model, introduced to a worldwide audience by Tyra Banks. Her courage and visibility broke down barriers, sparking conversations about gender identity in mainstream media. In 2009, with the support of the program, Isis underwent gender reassignment surgery, marking a major turning point in her journey. She then returned to ENTM for a star-studded show, cementing her place in pop culture. Isis expanded her career into acting, appearing in When They See Us, With Love, and Shameless. Openly identifying as asexual, she spoke candidly about her focus on healing herself, developing her career, and advocating for romantic relationships. Although she has never married or had children, Isis's influence as a trailblazer has been felt across the board. What makes Isis King's story so profound is not just that she was born male. More importantly, she has not let that define her. From refuge to stardom, Isis has turned adversity into history and shown the world what it means to be true to yourself. Zia Wade, born Zion Malachi Aramis Wade on May 29, 2007, is not only the daughter of a celebrity, but also a powerful voice for a new generation. The second child of NBA champion Dwyane Wade and stepdaughter of actress Gabrielle Union, Zia was born male, but from the age of 3, she began expressing her female identity, openly accepting who she was at a very early age, before many children can understand the concept of gender. In 2020, at the age of 12, Zia officially came out as transgender. Unlike many transgender youth who face rejection, Zia received unconditional love and support from her family. Her public affirmation, especially coming from a prominent black family, shook the entertainment and sports industries, receiving both praise and backlash from conservative groups. Throughout this process, Zia remained calm, graceful, and always true to herself. In February 2023, a Los Angeles court officially approved her name and gender change, officially becoming Zia Malachi Aramis Wade. She also underwent hormone therapy, HRT, which she admits has helped her feel more comfortable with her body. Zia has made her mark in the fashion world by modeling for major brands like Puma, Tiffany, and Kuru. She also co-founded Translatable, a digital platform that provides educational resources and emotional support to transgender and LGBTQ youth and their families. Despite being a teenager, Zia has appeared in numerous interviews and social projects, becoming a shining example of power and confidence. Her story is not about secrecy, but about visibility. From a child searching for identity to a global role model, Zia Wade embodies courage, confidence, and strong leadership. Janet Mock, born Charles Mock on March 10, 1983 in Honolulu, Hawaii, is one of the most influential voices in modern media. As a writer, director, and activist, she has turned her personal truth into a cultural revolution. Born male, Janet realized at a young age that her inner identity did not fit into society's expectations. As a teenager, she began to envision a life on her own terms. Growing up in a multiracial working-class family, Janet faced instability, abuse, and economic hardship. Despite the adversity, she began hormone therapy in high school and completed her transition at 18, paying for the surgery in Thailand through sex work, a decision she recounted candidly in her 2014 best-selling memoir, Redefining Realness. Her transparency isn't meant to shock, but rather to dispel stigma. Especially in the Black and transgender community, Janet's talent for storytelling has put her in the spotlight. After earning degrees in fashion and journalism, she worked as an editor at People.com before making history as the first Black trans woman to write, direct, and produce an episode of FX's groundbreaking series Pose. The show, with the largest transgender cast in television history, changed representation forever, and Janet was at its creative center. She married photographer Aaron Treadwell in 2015, divorced in 2019, and later began a high-profile relationship with actor Angel Bismar Curiel. Though she doesn't have children, Janet has guided countless young people on their own journeys of gender exploration. Her journey from misunderstood child to revered creator is both inspiring and challenging. Janet Mock doesn't just reveal her past, she redefines it, proving that being born male never limited her ability to master herself, and that's what makes her unstoppable. Aaron Rose, born Philip Aaron Rose, on March 15, 2001 in Antigua, was assigned male at birth but experienced various forms of marginalization from her early years. A Black transgender woman with cerebral palsy, Aaron moved to the Bronx, New York, at the age of 3, where her journey of self-awareness and self-expression began. By the age of 14, she came out as transgender, and in 2018, officially became a transgender woman. She began hormone therapy under medical supervision and embarked on a social and physical transition, choosing to keep some aspects of her medical condition private, emphasizing that being comfortable in her own skin was more important than conforming to societal expectations. In 2018, Erin became the first Black, transgender, and disabled model to sign with a major modeling agency, Elite Model Management, a revolutionary moment that redefined the face of the fashion industry. Since then, she has walked for top designers like Moschino and Willie Norris and appeared in campaigns for Dove, Nike, and Marc Jacobs. Her wheelchair runway debut was not only revolutionary, but also historic. In 2019, she starred in Miley Cyrus's music video for Mother's Daughter, which has been viewed over 100 million times on YouTube. In addition to modeling, Erin is an author and activist. Her memoir, This Kid Can Fly, written when she was just 14, chronicles her journey of resilience and identity in a world that often ignores people like her. Erin identifies as gay and has not come out publicly, focusing on his career, health, and building an inclusive environment in the fashion industry. Born male, Erin Rose Phillip has become a symbol of strength, unabashed brilliance, and limitless possibilities. Jari Jones, often mistaken as Hari Jones, is a pioneer in fashion, film, and the LGBTQ community, as well as a passionate activist. Born male, Hari grew up in New York and began her transition in college. Her journey has not been marked by spectacle, but by authenticity and consistency. She identifies as a transgender lesbian and is proud to be a plus-size Black trans woman in industries that often exclude people like her. Hari gained national attention in 2020 when she became one of the faces of Calvin Klein's Pride campaign. Her appearance on a Times Square billboard was not only visually striking, but also symbolic, representing those who have long been erased from the fashion narrative. For Hari, the goal is not to be iconic, but to take up space and create opportunities for others. Her career spans acting and film, with leading roles in the Port Authority Film Festival selection, as well as indie films like Adam and On Our Way. On television, she has appeared in shows like Transparent and Tales of the City. Hari's roles often reflect her own lived experiences and amplify the voices of marginalized people. Jari is married to Corey Kempster, another transgender person, and together they advocate for love, resilience, and families of choice. She also describes herself as a mother to many LGBTQ youth, providing support and mentorship to the community. Off-screen, Hari is an activist for body rights, transgender rights, and racial justice. Being born male is just the starting point for the story she rewrites boldly and beautifully. Hari Jones's life is living proof that transparency, grounded in truth, can change culture. Yasmin Finney, born on August 30th, 2003 in Manchester, England, has emerged as one of the most dynamic young actresses representing both the Black and transgender communities in British entertainment. Born male, Yasmin felt out of place early in her life. As a teenager, she began a social and medical transition, accepting who she was in a world that wasn't ready to accept her. Yasmin's upbringing wasn't easy. A strained relationship with her mother and a lack of family support meant she had to lean on the LGBTQ community for strength and direction. Her rise to fame began not on television, but on TikTok, where she garnered a following with her honest, often humorous, accounts of her journey as a transgender teenager in the UK. Her breakthrough came in 2022 when Yasmin was cast as Elle Argent in Netflix's hit teen series Heartstopper. Her portrayal of a transgender woman struggling with friendship, love, and identity resonated globally and earned her a nomination for a Children and Family Emmy, making Yasmin one of the youngest transgender actors to be honored in 2023. She joined the sci-fi series Doctor Who as Rose Noble, becoming one of the first openly transgender actresses to play a lead role in the series' history. Off-screen, Yasmin has been candid about the challenges of dating as a transgender celebrity, even being banned from some dating apps because of her fame. Despite the obstacles she faces, she remains steadfast in her mission to raise awareness for young trans people of color. Born male, Yasmin Finney refuses to let that define her. She is not a headline, but a new chapter in inclusive storytelling, a chapter that has just begun. Ava Raine, born June 20, 1996, in St. Louis, Missouri, represents a new generation of bold, black, transgender women who are reshaping the media industry from within. Born male and raised in a conservative Midwest environment, Eva faced early resistance when expressing her gender identity. But it was her undying passion for storytelling and self-expression that guided her transition and shaped her path. As a teenager, Eva began her social transition, gradually accepting her real name, pronouns, and public identity as a transgender woman. In 2018, Eva moved to New York City and joined the LGBTQ+ publication Them as a summer researcher. Her work interviewing public figures and advocating for transgender rights has made her a thoughtful and fearless voice in the community. Her acting career began with the 2019 short film Salacia, now part of the permanent collection at the Museum of Modern Art. Her biggest breakthrough came in 2022 when Eva starred in Anything's Possible, a romantic comedy. Directed by Billy Porter and distributed by Amazon Prime Video, making her one of the first black transgender actresses to star in a major studio film. In addition to acting, Eva is an accomplished writer, contributing to publications like Vogue New York and Highs Nobiety, and served as a correspondent for the Vice News documentary series Transnational, winning both a Peabody Award and a GLAAD Media Award. She keeps her personal life private and focuses on her advocacy and art. Born male in a world that limited her, Eva stepped into the spotlight not to be noticed, but to make others feel noticed. Her story is not just about transition, but about changing the world in her own way. Angelica Ross, born Malcolm Ross on November 28, 1980, in Kenosha, Wisconsin, is a self-made trailblazer who has turned personal trauma into a legacy of empowerment. Born male and raised in a conservative Christian family, Angelica realized at a young age that her gender identity did not fit with societal expectations. At age 17, she came out as gay, but did not begin her full transition until age 19. Angelica's journey was not smooth. After being rejected by her mother and stepfather, she lived with her biological father and faced severe mental anguish, including a suicide attempt, a time she calls the worst of her life. She enrolled at the University of Wisconsin-Parkside, but dropped out after one semester and joined the United States Navy in search of stability, but was forced to leave due to the don't ask, don't tell policy that existed at the time. After struggling, Angelica taught herself to code, and in 2014 founded TransTech Social Enterprises, a nonprofit that helps transgender people learn tech skills and find jobs. Not stopping there, she turned to acting and became known for her role as Candy Ferocity in FX's Pose, followed by prominent roles in American Horror Story. In 2022, Angelica became the first openly transgender woman to play Roxy Hart on Broadway in Chicago. She keeps her personal life private, has no children, and focuses on expanding the visibility of transgender people in business and media. From rejected teenager to Broadway pioneer and tech entrepreneur, Angelica Ross proves that being born male doesn't define her path, it just makes her purpose clearer. India Moore, born January 17, 1995 in the Bronx, New York, challenges stereotypes and discrimination on screen and off. Born male, India identifies as transgender and non-binary, using the pronouns they, them, and she, her flexibly. Their childhood was tumultuous. At age 14, India was kicked out of her home and placed in an orphanage. They dropped out of high school in the 10th grade, but later completed their GEDs and worked to support themselves. India initially pursued a modeling career, appearing in campaigns for Dior and Gucci, two brands that lack transgender and non-binary representation. However, it was acting that propelled them to cultural prominence. In 2018, they rose to stardom as Angel Evangelista on FX's Pose, set in the 1980s New York nightclub scene. The show was not only a milestone for transgender representation, but also gave India a platform to speak out against transphobia and anti-black discrimination in the entertainment industry. The role earned them global acclaim and earned them a spot on Time's 2019 list of the 100 most influential people in the world. In addition to acting, India founded Beetlefruit Media, a storytelling production company focused on giving voices to marginalized people. They voiced animated characters, appeared in Steven Universe Future, and graced the cover of LUSA magazine, becoming the first transgender person to do so. Born male, India Moore is not defined by her beginnings. They are a living testament to fluid identity, creative power, and fearless truth. Laverne Cox, born May 29, 1972, in Mobile, Alabama, is one of the most widely recognized and celebrated transgender figures in modern media. Born male, she was raised by her single mother and grandmother, along with her twin brother, M. Lamar. From a young age, Laverne felt different, was bullied for her femininity, and endured teasing throughout her school years. At just 11 years old, she attempted suicide after experiencing social shame due to her crush on a classmate. Despite her childhood trauma, Laverne excelled in academics and the arts. She attended the Alabama School of Fine Arts, Indiana University Bloomington, and Marymount Manhattan College, where she transitioned from dance to acting. Her transition began in her mid-20s with hormone therapy and a commitment to being her true self, even at the cost of career opportunities. Her breakthrough came in 2013 when she played Sophia Burles on Netflix's Orange is the New Black, earning her a Primetime Emmy nomination, the first for a transgender performer in the acting category. In 2015, she won a Daytime Emmy for her role as executive producer on the documentary Laverne Cox Presents the T-Word, which highlights transgender youth. Outside of acting, Cox has starred in Promising Young Woman, Can You Keep a Secret, and Inventing Anna, and was the first openly transgender person to be immortalized as a Barbie doll. In her personal life, Laverne has chosen not to marry or have children, focusing on healing herself and advocating for her community. In 2020, she survived a transphobic attack in Los Angeles and courageously turned the experience into a voice of awareness. Born male, Laverne Cox's story is not about secrecy, but about transformation, representation, and undeniable strength. We celebrate their strength and journeys, not to cause division, but to celebrate their truth, resilience, and the strides they've made. What matters is not what they were born with, but the legacy they are building and leaving behind in the world. Do you think society is ready to embrace authenticity in all its forms? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you.